Okay, so we're up and running and ready to start. So I'd like to welcome everyone to our webinar today. My name is Kfir and I'm the CEO of DSM Solutions. It's the company that runs DSM Tool, the platform that you all are members of. Together with me here are two team members. One is Ofer, which is the head of development in DSM, and the other one is Daniel, which is part of our support team and business development. Some of you know him from some of the YouTube videos, and is also an expert in dropshipping from the Far East, from China, specifically from AliExpress platform. And today, in our webinar, just before I start, actually we're going to drill down real fast because it's relatively a lot of material and we want to give you as much as we can and we don't have a lot of time. So just before we begin, I'd like to say one word about like what we're doing and how we got to do that. We celebrated a year of dropshipping with the DSM platform about a week ago, and we decided to release a webinar, free content to the dropshipping community worldwide. And our message is let's not stay only in Amazon and let's find new business opportunities. And AliExpress, which is one of the most new suppliers that we've added to the platform, is a beautiful opportunity for you. And this is exactly why we're doing it. This is exactly what we believe in. We believe in diversity and risk management. It's about diversing from out to multiple sources. And here we are today. I'll wait. I need to stop pausing here the screen. I hope that you could see it now. I'll just say what we're going to talk today before I'm going to let Daniel to wait. I see that the screen. Okay, yeah. I'm going to talk about what we're going to talk about today, and I'm going to tell you how can you ask questions and how can you participate. We don't have many participants. Usually it's because our time here, we are in this side of the world, and in US times, which is our bigger user base, it's just early afternoon, and dropshippers usually work in the evening or towards the night. So it's also going to be recorded and uploaded to our YouTube channel. So what's going to happen today? We're going to discuss why isn't everybody using AliExpress as a source. We're also going to surprise you with a new type of source or a new type of service that's going to come in the end. We're going to talk about finding good products or product sourcing from AliExpress and give you all the methods, all the tips, everything you must know. We're going to talk about how to work with AliExpress using DSM. This is Ofer, the head of development, who was leading the project of developing AliExpress as a source. We'll discuss that and we'll show you all the cool features that we've added just for you, just to make it easier for you to work with AliExpress. And we're going to talk about post-sales. You already sold an item from AliExpress. What do you do now? How do you handle returns? Everything that is related to dropshipping from AliExpress. And actually, I think why wasting time? Let's drill down immediately and give you this valuable content. Also for the people who will listen to the recording later, you don't want to hear me talk all day long. I talk enough in other videos. So Daniel, if you're here, we could actually start whenever you want.
Yes, sure, I'm here and I'm listening. Okay, just because you are the one who manages the PowerPoint presentation, I will give you a cue and you will just move on to the next page.
No problem.
All right, sure. So let's just skip this page. All right, the first part we are going to talk about is why isn't everybody using AliExpress? And if you can skip it, I'll appreciate it. All right, the first part will be fears. From my experience, I'm seeing a lot of, let's say, wrong claims regarding Chinese suppliers and AliExpress in general. I've summarized it to about three major sentences that I keep hearing. One of them will be trading with Chinese suppliers will ruin your business. And I must say that this is just not correct. Working incorrectly might defect your seller account. That is true, but that is actually true to every single supplier out there. It's true towards Amazon, Sears, Kmart, and every single US-based supplier as well. The second sentence will be, you better stay with US-based suppliers due to their fast deliveries. And that, you can say, is partly true. not all US-based clients are impatient. Many will prefer buying for a lower price and wait. And in addition to that, we will also be able to provide worldwide customers with free shipment, and we will talk more about that later. I just want to emphasize that this is one of the largest advantages of using Chinese suppliers and AliExpress. Sentence number 3 will be Amazon is more than enough, and that's not true. It's always a good idea to expand. Chinese suppliers will open great opportunities to us. In many cases, they will be able to provide a much greater deals than the ones we see on Amazon or any other US-based merchant. Okay, these are 3 sentences that I wanted to discuss with you.
Daniel, sorry.
Yes.
No, go ahead. Are you giving me the cue to move on?
Yes, I think we can skip it.
Okay, so just before we move on, I want to just refer 1 minute to that. And Ofer, maybe you also have something to say, because these are usually the reasons why people think maybe not to work with Chinese suppliers. And I just want to say about point number 3, which I think is the most important point when we discuss dropshipping. And you know what? Why letting me talk? Let's give eBay. Let's listen to eBay. So I was in a meeting with eBay team a few days ago. It's actually from a few days ago, and in discussions with eBay account management teams, specifically we live in Israel, so it was specifically the Israeli one, but it's global. When they discuss dropshipping and dropshippers, and they know that it exists, and they're totally supporting the dropshipping industry, but they say in the matter of risk management, you guys are giving us trouble, because if you rely only on Amazon or only on one supplier, there is much more risk if one day it will stop working. So we have to diverse our business. We manage a business. So if you can hold stock at your home, hold some stock at your home. If you can contact a direct supplier, do it. And if you can open up to opportunities such as a drop shipping from China, do it. It's out of the question, especially after we teach you how to do it in a reliable way. Offer anything to say before we move on?
No, you summarized it perfectly.
Yeah, and that was actually the first part of the webinar. Now, after we talked about why isn't everyone dropship from AliExpress, let's drill down immediately to item sourcing. Daniel, the stage is yours, and let me know when you want to share the screen, so we will move the screen to you.
All right, sure, it will be just in a moment. Okay, so again, the next part will be sourcing good products. And yes, you can skip the page now. Okay, so we've summarized it to 2 main things we should consider when sourcing from Chinese suppliers and AliExpress. One of them will be the shipping method that the supplier will be using, and the second one will be the feedbacks of the seller and the product. Okay, again, we can skip it. Important guidelines that we should be aware of. When sourcing from AliExpress, and again, Chinese suppliers, we will always be looking at the positive feedbacks the product has received. We should stay away from suppliers who got less than 94% positive feedbacks. The same as in eBay, we usually will be buying from merchants with a high positive feedback percentage.
It's also same as Amazon, right?
Yes, that's exactly the same. Below 94, I would say it's quite low. I would be afraid of dealing with such a supplier, and that is why we should minimize ourselves with risk and keep trading with suppliers with a higher positive feedback percentage. All right. Guideline number 2 is the product feedback stars. On AliExpress, it will be summarized in 5 stars in a rating of 1 to 5, when 5 is obviously the best feedback. So 4.5 stars and up. It will be calculated in average based on all the recent feedbacks from the clients that actually got and bought the item. Guideline number 3 will be that we should source products with at least 10 feedbacks in general. This will give us enough of idea on what products are actually good. They already been purchased by enough clients, and therefore we will be able to check the item better and see what the feedbacks are all about. Guideline number 4 will be the seller must be using and selling on AliExpress for at least 1 year. We can find scammers all over the world, especially in the internet and in e-commerce, and it is very important for us to keep away from new suppliers that can actually turn out to be scammers. And again, also sellers with a lot of experience will obviously be the ones who already know the work.
Daniel, I have a question for you.
Yes, sure.
Well, this guideline sounds very familiar to me because if I'm a dropshipper, usually I took maybe an online course or learned it by myself. I know what are the important guidelines. Are you going to show, like, where can I find each one of those guidelines in AliExpress page?
Yeah, sure. If you can just help me out with sharing the screen, I will be more than happy to show everybody.
Yes, I would love to do that. I think that
right,
I could.
so just tell me when I'm actually sharing it.
1 second. Okay, I think you got it.
All right, I got this pop-up, show my screen. All right. So am I good to go?
I think so. Offer, is it in the recording as well?
Can you guys see my screen?
Yeah, I
Yes,
can see the
yes.
screen. Yeah.
All right, great. So as you will see, I'm already inside AliExpress. Here, this is the homepage of AliExpress. We can see all these advertisements. Mostly, we will use the search bar, same as any other suppliers. In this example, I'll be searching for something that many people have bought. For example, maybe the iRep smartwatch. Oh, I'm sorry, the smartwatch. All right, I got confused for a second. This is a product that I kept seeing Israeli suppliers selling it. On AliExpress, once searching, we will be able to use all these kind of different filters. For example, the minimum and maximum price, same as in Amazon, we will be able to see only free shipment items based on the country we've chosen, and mostly it will be US. We will be able to summarize all the products with at least 4 stars and up. And sometimes even by brand. It's more true to electronics from my experience. We can also sort it by best match, same as in eBay, by oldest, the ones with the largest amount of orders, from maximum to minimum. We will be able to see the newest items. Sometimes we will be able to find very good products that have low competition. We'll be able to filter by seller rating and by price. So in this example, I'll just use the first.
Actually, already from now we can define 24% and up and 4.5% and up. Am I right?
Percent of what? I'm sorry.
I'm saying the positive feedback and the rating could be already done by filtering this search, right?
Yes, we can do again by the 4 stars and up. That's mean the product has received a positive feedbacks of at least from what I'm calculating, at least 80% positive. And by seller rating, we'll be able to find the best, let's say, best merchants with the highest amount of positive feedback percentage. All right. Okay, in this example, I'll be just taking the first product I see, and this is the 2016 new smartwatch. One thing that I forgot to show you guys is that we can, from this page, already see that it has 8 colors available, 8 different variations. We can see that it had 8,294 orders and 9,175 feedbacks. Once clicking on the item, we will be able to, of course, select the different variations, see the price per variation. We will be able to see all the details below, the item specifics and the feedbacks, sometimes with pictures. We can even filter by it and even take some good pictures sometimes if we're missing a few. Things that we should immediately search for are the seller. We can see that he has been opened for 1 year now. We can see the amount of feedbacks, the amount of percentage, which is 95.6. It's more than what we've discussed in the guidelines. We can also, again, see the feedbacks and the number of orders over here. We can see the shipping, which is a very important
which we will discuss in the next slide, by the way, the shipping. Yeah.
Yes, we will also discuss it later. I just wanted to show you that we can actually click it and get more information regarding the shipping. We will be able to see which one has tracking information, the cost, the estimated delivery time, and the shipping company name. We will be, of course, be able to select the country we're shipping to and see all the information. But again, we will discuss it within the next parts of the presentation. Good information can also be seen here, the return policy for the item, the seller guarantees, which is on this example is 35 days on-time delivery, means that if the tracking information doesn't show that you have received the product or your clients received it, you will get your money back fully, no questions asked, after 35 days.
We will also discuss it in the post-sale part.
Yes, also with more information in the next parts. Regarding the payments on AliExpress, you will usually not accept PayPal. That is true that they've started using it, but it's open to very small amount of suppliers currently. So we can see that we can actually use credit cards and gift cards, that we will talk about it more. It's actually called ePocket, but again, we will discuss it later. And just tell me, I think I've summarized it pretty well. Maybe I have something that I missed. Can you?
No, I would like to take the screen back.
All right, sure.
1 second, I'll take it back. Can you stop the screen sharing so I could show the presentation?
Oh, how do I do that? Oh, stop sharing screen. I think I've done it.
1 second. 1 second, I shared the wrong thing. Okay.
We see your camera. Okay. We now see both your camera and your.
Okay. Is it okay now?
Okay. Now it's perfect. Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's move on to the next stage. Let's discuss shipping methods in AliExpress. Right. You did show where to see the shipping, which we will show again, but let's discuss the shipping methods.
All right, so I'll be taking over. Just make sure to that.
Yeah, well, let's discuss it first, and then you can show the screen.
All right. Okay. So again, the second part we should be considering when sourcing from AliExpress is the shipping methods. And in this page, I've summarized the advantages and disadvantages of that. The advantages part, the first one will be the ability to ship worldwide, mostly for free, which is a great opportunity. This is actually, from my opinion, the largest advantage on using Chinese suppliers. We will talk about it more later on. The second one will be a good alternative to the global shipping program of eBay. For some of you who do know that, it's a method that eBay not long ago have developed when you ship your items to their warehouse in Kentucky, and then they ship it worldwide. They charge the shipping fees, and they do everything by themselves. So it will be a great alternative to that. On the disadvantages part, we will have a long shipment. which we cannot avoid, of course. We're sourcing from China. The second one will be difficulties with their returns. And again, we will also talk about that in the return policy later on. Yes. All right. So in this page, we wanted to talk about two examples of shipping methods that are the most popular in China. One of them, if you look at the left side, will be e-packet. The advantages of it that it's fast. When we compare it to most other shipping methods, it includes the tracking information. Of course, it supports most of the world, over 30 different countries, and it fits small and unheavy items up to 2 kilograms. The second one will be on the right side is China Post, which will be offered mostly for free. It fits large packages as well. It supports worldwide. We can ship it. We can use it to every single country out there. That is true that some suppliers won't offer China Post shipping method to certain countries, but they do support all the world. The fourth one will be that it includes tracking information, the same as in e-packet. In addition to those two, AliExpress supports more than 20 different shipping companies, and we will be able to track most of them in the website below. All right. Yes, we can now skip this page.
1 second. Sorry, guys, it takes me so long. I'm preparing stuff for you here. Oh, no.
Sure.
Before we go to that, let's show it actually in AliExpress. I prepared here a page. Let's see if we can see it. Yes, we can see it. That's great. Can you see it?
Yeah, we can see it.
So in the shipping part, as Daniel explained, we can click on where do we want to ship. Let's not ship it to Israel. Let's ship it to the US, for example. I don't see where is United States. So actually, it doesn't matter. You can ship it anywhere you want. And what it will show you, where is my United States? How do you go?
I would actually zoom in a little bit. It's actually pretty far from the, if you can zoom in just a little bit, it will be more clearly.
Just a second.
Yes, now it's much better.
Okay, perfect. So do you want to explain to us what is this table? What do we see here and how should we relate to it?
All right, sure. We can, as showed before, but let's talk about it more. We can see the shipping company, the name of the company in the left side. We can see the estimated delivery time, which if we choose the first one will be 20 to 38 days. We can see the shipping cost. Mostly the suppliers will offer at least one shipping method for free. And we will be able to see whether there are tracking information for the shipping company. The first one will not include tracking information, as we can see. But if we add $1.26, we will be able to use the AliExpress standard shipping, which is a little bit more reliable, if you ask me, and it includes tracking information through all the way.
So Daniel, what should we do regarding the fact that that eBay, when we don't update tracking number on time, it affects our chances to become a top-rated seller? So what is your stand as our AliExpress expert about the tracking information? Should we always go for companies that has tracking information? By the way, e-packet that doesn't appear here, that you could also be free, you always have available tracking information, which would be here. Yeah. But this one is not sent by e-packet. So Daniel, what should we do regarding tracking information?
Usually what I would do is skip such items. I know it might sound harsh, but there are, I'm sure that there are at least 20 different merchants that sell the exact same item. Maybe not this specific brand, but Chinese suppliers are known to copy from one another. And we will be able to find a greater deal, maybe not greater, but for a few cents more, I'm sure that we can find one with at least an e-packet or a different shipping company that do offer the tracking information. Wanted to talk about it, but I guess it will be it fits more the next part of the presentation, where we'll talk about the out of prime protection and
Yeah, well,
DSM.
we will discuss it very soon. Just one last question about ePacket, which is our most recommended. If you start selling from AliExpress, what you want to search is the shipping company that is called ePacket. It's really bad that I don't have it here. I'm sorry, but
Yeah.
how long does it take for ePacket out of your experience? Because you actually sold items. So people from China, I remember you saying that they don't. But when people order items from China, they don't expect it to get so fast to their house. And our advantage as dropshippers is always the advantage of information. So if we know about ePacket, how much time will it take to get to them? Maybe we can make like actual profit just on that lack of information.
Yes, that is actually true. ePacket is one of the fastest way to ship with a reasonable price from China to the US, and again 30 different countries. We will be looking toward items with such shipping company availability. ePacket will mostly not show up, but will definitely arrive within 30 days, usually within, let's say, 12 to 20 business days. They will arrive US-based clients. Different countries might take up to 35 days, but it's a fast shipping company compared to others. We will be searching for those who offer those kind of shipments. It includes tracking information. It's mostly offered for free, so we have no reason to use other companies. Of course, the tracking number can be followed and is supported on eBay. That is also a very important point.
Daniel, what about the option to offer like a shipping price for a faster shipping? Did you ever use this method?
Yes, I do charge more.
So can you explain to us how to do it in order to make more money when dropshipping?
We have in the presentation, we have one slide that demonstrates exactly that.
Yes, we do have a screenshot of my personal business policy, the shipment policy, and I think it will fit it the next part of the presentation more.
Okay, I tried to ruin the surprise. Thank you very much, Daniel, for this part of the presentation. And we will be moving to talk about how to work with AliExpress using DSM Tool as a platform. And I would like Ofer to join us. Ofer is the head of development in DSM team. And of course, we cannot only talk on one subject. So as you heard, we talked a little bit about returns and stuff into sourcing, and we will talk now about sourcing when we talk about how to work with DSM. And Ofer, are you here with us?
Yes, of course.
Okay, so I hope you're ready to share your screen. But let's begin one by one with the subjects. What are the things that we need to know when working with AliExpress in DSM?
Okay, so the first thing you need to know about working with AliExpress is that they don't charge taxes like they do usually in other websites such as Amazon that takes tax if the item is shipped by Amazon, or Walmart and Overstock and Kmart and all those other websites always take tax, and we do need to calculate this tax inside our break-even fee, break-even percentage. Here in AliExpress, we don't have this matter. So our break-even calculation is based on eBay fee, which is around 9 to 10% of the sold item, and we have the PayPal fee, which is a change between 3 to 4.5%. It depends on what type of a PayPal account you have, if you are a US citizen or a foreign citizen. And if you calculate it together, you arrive to around 14% of in order to reach the break even, which is much lower than other websites. So here you can see in the screenshot our settings page of DSM Tool. Inside lister, you have a default break-even percentage. It's right now fits the AliExpress fee, and you can change it as you want. Soon we will release a new feature that you could override this default break-even percentage per source. So if you always have a tax, like in Walmart, your break-even will be higher than Amazon and much higher than AliExpress. So you could override the default break-even and set it to a specific source, break-even per source. This is about that.
That sounds cool.
Yeah. Now about working with AliExpress, we added a new tab in the source settings. We have settings for per each source. For AliExpress, we have the shipping company to use. What does that mean? And when you list an item through DSM Tool, we take the item price and we add to this price the shipping price. Not always it's free, especially when you're using ePacket. They charge it's sometimes free, but for a very low price items that cost $1, $2, they charge another $1, another buck or two for shipping. And because we believe in ePacket, which is already proved, it's a proven company that it's a shortcut for electronic packet, which is something that is pretty new in China because they don't really follow and don't really use the electronic world in their shipping, and a lot of packages are going are lost in the office, in the post office. So ePacket is very reliable and will protect your account in the long run from bad reviews and from hassle of not arrived items. So this is our default shipping company to use when you use AliExpress, but of course you can change it to whichever company you would like to use, or you can disable this option by selecting none. And this way, when you will list the item, we will not calculate any shipping. You could use your own business policy or whatever to charge the shipping if you would like. What's important to mention here is that when you're using one of these shipping companies, such as ePacket, we do scan AliExpress every 8 hours just to make sure that the price hasn't changed and the seller still exists and he's still selling with ePacket or with your shipping company. So if the item is not shipped anymore by ePacket and you chose ePacket as your shipping company, we will take your item as a protection to be out of stock, and you will see the orange lock on your item. So if you see this, just know that probably the item went out of ePacket shipping, and if you don't want to have this, just change the ePacket to none. That's about shipping settings. Before you start selling on eBay using DSM Tool from AliExpress, you must have business policy. It's a really important thing to tell. In the lister on the bottom, you have 3 business policies: the shipping policy, payment policy, and return policy. When you are selling from USA to USA, so you provide the free shipping, free return on your expenses, and immediate payment. When you ship from China, it's a bit different because it's not a standard USPS free shipping up to 7 days. It's a free shipping, but from China, and it could take up to 30 days. The return is not free, it's on the buyer's expense, and the payment is the same, it's immediate payment. That's why you do need to create these business policies. You can opt into eBay and you can create them there and then refresh with the green refresh button in DSM, the business policies, and then you will have it here. If you work only with AliExpress, you could set up here the default business policies to be with China. If you're not working only with the AliExpress, but only as an addition, you don't need to set up it as a default, but when you will list item via the rapid lister, just make sure that you are changing the business policies accordingly.
Two more things that I'd like to add here, Ofer. If someone doesn't know how to work with business policies, we assume in this webinar that you already dropshipping. So if you don't know how to work with business policies, what you want to do is first you want to go to our YouTube channel, just go to YouTube, type in DSM Tool, and then search for the word business policies, and then you'll have a whole guideline of how to create business policies, how to work with business policies, and then come back to the recording of this video and learn how to do it for AliExpress. One more thing that is upcoming offer that I know of is business policies per source. Is that true?
Right. Soon we will release a new feature, just like the break-even per source. You will have the option to set up a business policy per source, so you will not have to change every time you list from AliExpress your business policies. You could override the default business policies for AliExpress to use the new policies you created for China.
That's great. One more thing that I'd like to add. Actually, it's not one more thing that I'd like to add about that, but I'd like to say something to you guys. Let me take it down. So one of the things that we created as part of our birthday week, which was last week or 2 weeks ago, was a crazy, amazing template just for you, just to start working with Chinese suppliers. It's called China Express. It's in our new, let's see if I can show it, in our new templates page over here. If you click on templates, we also renewed the way that the templates page looks like. It takes a moment. These are templates that I created. You can see with the blue mark, it means that it's your template, but down here you can see all the new templates that we have. One of them is China Express, like the one I'm showing here. It is optimized. It was created with a branding company, and it was aimed specifically, I was personally working with them, it was aimed specifically for enhanced user experience in order to help you guys sell more and make great sellings with the Chinese market. So enjoy it and use it, and it's free and open for everyone.
Right. As we grow and as we reach to new sources, new marketplaces, as we arrive to the China marketplace, you can see that we change and adapt our system to support more than just the USA to USA market, with all the aspects, plus a special unique template, which is mobile optimized and selling optimized. And we already see how people from who use DSM Tool started to really sell from AliExpress, and they are using this template, which is helping them a lot, and using all our tips and protect themselves. It's pretty awesome.
Okay, so let's discuss about which policies would we like to put for each one of those business policies that we created. So we assume in here that you know already how to use business policies. And Daniel, maybe this is your part to discuss. What kind of business policies do we want to have when we're playing with AliExpress?
Yes, of course. All right, so thank you. So again, we are inside the shipping policies. Here's the USA section.
This screenshot, by the way, is taken inside eBay in your account settings and business policies, which is exactly what you can learn in the video that I redirected you to. Sorry that I interrupted. Go on, Daniel.
No, of course, no problem. So what I'm personally like to do is offer two methods to the US. Again, I'm using only ePacket. In some cases, I use China Post registered email. but in about 95% of the times, I'm using ePacket. What I like to do is offer two separate shipping methods, one for free. Of course, we want to remain with the free shipping. And the second one will be the actual, if you can see, the ePacket delivery from China, which is 7 to 12 business days. I ask for USA-based clients to add a $2 fee in order to use that shipping method. I use it anyway, but in this kind of shipping, if I, I'm sorry, I'm sorry. Once promising ePacket delivery from China, I'm actually promising a 7 to 12 business days delivery. In about 92% of the times, you can say, 92% of the times it gets using within this time. But in the tiny risk that it doesn't show up, what I usually like to do is offer a free shipping, which most clients take, which is the 11 to 23 business days. In that time, 100% of the time, deliveries show up. If not, I'm of course getting a refund from AliExpress. So that is what most people will purchase from me, the shipping method that they will use. But in the tiny risk that I do promise 7 to 12 business days delivery, I like to have a larger profit because, again, there is a small percentage of times that it will not get in time, and then in those cases we do offer a partial refund or any kind of thing to keep the client happy. Regarding the handling time, what I do is offer 3 business days delivery. You can also say that it's kind of risky. I would suggest using a 4 days delivery, 4 days handling time. It is more than enough. Usually most suppliers will ship the same. It's in Amazon within 24 to 48 hours. They will already provide you with the tracking information. But sometimes the supplier will run out of the stock, will need to have it shipped from his own warehouse. And in those cases, it is good to have like a safer, like a larger handling time estimated.
So we suggest basically 3 to 4 days.
Yes, that is the suggested.
Okay, depends. Time. If you work with good suppliers, as the ones in the with the criteria that we gave, I'm sure that 3 days or maximum 4 days would be enough.
I must say that this method of offering both free shipping and a faster shipping with a cost just creates for you a little bit more income. And when we talk about AliExpress, comparing to the other sources, especially the US-based sources, you can gain much more money, much more profit per each item you sell. And I can tell you that I had a discussion a few days ago with Daniel, and he showed me an item that he sold for 200% more than he bought it, because the buyer bought it for a very decent profit, and in addition he added the quick shipping. So for around $9 item, Daniel sold it for, correct me if I'm wrong, but it was $17-18.
Yes, without shipping. Yes.
Which is a really nice profit for one item that you sell.
Yes, it is actually the large profits, from my experience, are the ones we will see in international purchases. When I'm trading internationally, I do offer free shipping, as you can see in the page that is being shown now. I do offer a free shipping to Europe, Canada, United Kingdom, Germany, France, and Australia. These are strong countries. A lot of buyers purchases from those countries. But I do offer a bit faster freight, which in this example, in the international shipping, I put myself in about zero risk. The economy shipping from China, the first one, is obligated to a very long delivery. In most cases, the package arrives about 3 weeks before the deadline, which is amazing. The clients are very happy with that. But in their way, in the chances that a buyer will require and would like faster shipping, I do also offer an economy international shipping, which is, if I'm not mistaken, is about up to 30 days, business days. It's more than enough for international shipping to those countries that are selected. And I do offer, again, a shipping fee for that, because again, it's not more risk, because it's about zero risk. This is a very long shipping. I do get it much before that. I usually use ePacket or China Post registered email, which arrives within about 35 days in most cases.
Does ePacket works with Europe, Germany, France, Australia, Canada?
Yes, ePacket supports over 30 countries. It is true that it's most people will, sorry, not people, but most suppliers will offer it mainly in the United States. But in strong and very large countries as within Europe, United Kingdom, Germany, France, and all those selected, they will also offer ePacket delivery in about more than 70% of the times. If not, we can always use other shipping methods with tracking information, as the China Post, the AliExpress standard shipping, and many others. And again, it's about the same delivery time, not as ePacket, but as each other. And it's a very fast delivery compared to what we actually promise. All right, the next slide, as you can see, is the return policies. In the first phase, if I'm not mistaken, we did discuss that returns are difficult with AliExpress and in Chinese suppliers in general. Shipping a product back to China will in most cases the shipping fee will be much of a higher price than the actual product. But what I suggest you to do is to offer a return policy of 30 days with money back and with a seller paying for the shipping return. Again, not again, but sorry, in addition to that, zero restocking fee percentage. Those aspects will help buyers feel more comfortable when purchasing a product from us. What I do in AliExpress is usually staying within cheap products. You can say not go above $40–50 an item, especially in the beginning, because it's more risk. And in those ranges, we can still make a very, very nice profit percentage. And in those kind of products, it will be very easy for us to get our money back if the item doesn't show up, or if it arrives broken, or if there is a valid reason for a buyer to actually want to return the item. So I do offer a return policy. I do say that it is accepted, and I handle each one of those cases personally.
But Daniel, what is you as a seller? So okay, so you give your buyers, you accept returns, you give them 30 days to regret, you give them the money back, you pay the shipping back to China, which is, by the way, what I don't do that. I let buyers always pay the shipping from China, but that's again. We do trading a little bit differently, and I definitely don't take restocking fee. But when it comes to AliExpress, I wanted to show the AliExpress website. Maybe now it's time to discuss the return policy. What does it mean on-time delivery? What is buyer protection? So maybe you can refer to that. So maybe if our sellers feel more comfortable with what they will get as a return, maybe they could give that benefit forward to their customers.
All right, sure. So again, if there is a valid reason for a return, for example, their item arrives broken or anything, we can immediately open a case inside of AliExpress. We will also have a part regarding communication with the seller in the later parts. But if there is, let's summarize it a bit. If there is a valid reason, we will get our money back from the supplier as well, and we will be able to provide a full refund for the order. If the item does not show up within the promised time, we can also, again, there is a seller guarantee on-time delivery. In this example, it's 60 days. I assume it is because we've selected pretty long shipping, but most suppliers will offer the on-time delivery. Again, if the tracking information shows that after 60 days, the client did not receive his order, we'll get our money back, no questions asked. Just simply open a case and we will also discuss it. If we select the e-packet and click OK, we will see that it updates to a 35 days on-time delivery promise. So again, it is related to the shipping method we actually have selected. Okay, this is regarding this part. We will also have the return policy. In this example, we'll see that no return necessary product notice described, agree refund with the seller, and this is actually true to all sort of problems. We will just immediately contact the supplier, communicate with him, and see what are the options, because shipping a product back isn't really an option. It will be a very high price. So we'll handle each one of the cases personally. We just want to make the client happy. Usually we'll just refund him. And if there is a valid reason, and that will be the most cases that will be about, we'll also get a refund from the supplier. If not, we again talking about inexpensive products, ranges of let's say $3 to $50. So it's not it's not really bad for us.
Well, at least when I do dropshipping, I prefer to, like when I do dropshipping from China, I prefer the return to be on paid by the buyer. I think that offer also takes that with us. Did you ever have a case when you had to actually pay some shipping when you had a return because your policy says that you paid it?
No, never. I actually have a good relations with about 3 main suppliers in which I do dropshipping from. It's a bit different now because I'm sourcing from all those kind of different suppliers, but I usually just manage to come up with a solution with the seller, with the supplier, and just simply refund the money of the order. I do get it on AliExpress as well. It's not a problem. The AliExpress support is very helpful, and from all my experience,
we will actually see it in the next part, right?
All right, yeah,
when
sure.
we talk about it, yeah. Offer, would you like me to be the screen presenter, or would you like to show it yourself? Let's talk about how to work with DSM within AliExpress using our Chrome extension, DSM Tool for Chrome.
Yes, it's enough. This presentation is enough, as you guys can see. If you will install our Chrome bot extension, which you can find in DSM on the left side menu.
Let me just show the menu for a second.
Okay.
Here it is.
If you will install it, you will have a lot of features that will appear to you in all our supported sources: Amazon, Walmart, Overstock, Target, Kmart, all those websites will, and AliExpress, of course. Here it is, the Chrome bot extension. It's a extension that we developed for you, for your usage. You just click on the green button and it's installing it for you on the browser. After you will install it, you can click on the top icon in your browser of the cart, our logo cart, and you will see the Chrome bot, which is active. And then when you will surf to AliExpress, for instance, you will see under each item a button to list this item directly from AliExpress to DSM. You can also bulk list all the list. You have a copy all IDs, copy all ASINs, and you just simply click on it and you can list. This button also appears inside the product page. So you can enter to a product page, and you will see there the list in DSM. It just automatically copy and pastes the link of the item into a DSM, so you don't need to all the hassle of copying, pasting, and all of that. As you can see, Kfir just enter to a product page, and you have a third button added, list in DSM. So it makes it really easy to list the item. Maybe this is the time to talk about variations.
That's a good point. Ofer, I want to list this item, but it has 8 variations, like the item that Daniel talked about.
Yeah.
How does DSM support that?
So as you know, DSM still don't have a variation support, but when you list an item which has variations, what we do, if the variation has a price range, we take the higher price, and if it has multiple images, we just take them all and put it in the lister, so you could filter out the images you want, or I usually just write a color may vary, because usually the variations is about color, or I just write if you want a specific color, write me in a note on the checkout process. Otherwise, I will ship you a random, or the most left, the top left product will be shipped. When you deal with the stuff like iPhone covers, like you just see, so usually you have it for iPhone 6, iPhone 7, so you need to write it in a big, bold font, even in red. Please write the brand, the type of the phone that you would like this cover to be shipped to, and they do it every time you sell such an item. You see a note, I would like for iPhone 6s or for iPhone 7, or you just write that you sell only for iPhone 7, for instance, like you see in here in the demonstration, and don't forget to add it to your title too, and this way you save the hassle of messing with a different type of variations. This is about the variation part. The auto order. We would like to tell you that our auto ordering system is supporting AliExpress. So you just need to add, just as you added the Amazon credentials, you can add the AliExpress credential, username, password, and it will start ordering for you items. Of course, using the shipping company you selected, for instance, ePacket, it will select ePacket. There is a protection if the username is, if the address or the username is not the same, so we cancel it. If the price is too high and you lose money, we are not ordering. Actually, if you publish the item for $10, for instance, in eBay, and your profit is $3, so we will order the item for you until the gap, until the $13. Unless if it costs more, we will not. We will stop it and inform you. And when you have variation, it's important to know that it will always take the most left item in the variations. So if you're using auto order, don't do variations that vary. Just publish the most left option in the product.
We will actually discuss the auto orders in a specific slide for that.
Okay.
We will repeat it just because it's so cool. We sold an item. Daniel, Ofer, this is my favorite part when you guys discuss it. What are we going to do now after we sold the item? And I will move immediately to the first slide about it, because we're gonna make so much money out of cashback. Daniel, Ofer, the stage is yours.
All right, so I'll be first. Ofer, what do you say?
Yes, you should
all right.
talk about it.
All right, sure. We've summarized it actually to two main cashback sites we can use in AliExpress. The first one will be Simply Best Coupons, which is a site we can have 9% cashback from from it. It's actually amazing when considering it. On Amazon we had cashback before, not anymore, and here it's a solid number of 9% cashback that we can actually use to lower our break-even percentage in this example by 9%, which is amazing. The main benefit of using is again, it's a 9% compared to the next one that we will discuss, which is an 8% cashback site. They have an extensions you can use on Google Chrome. You simply download it, install it, and then you don't have to go through all those different links. You just open the extension, see that it's on, and then you can make your purchases with the cashback. The next one will be Quidco that we can use. I actually have more experience with that site. Use it for a few years now. It's very dependable, very professional. It has an amazing ability to track missing transaction if we do go through their site and not get cashback. Simply Best Coupons don't support such an option to follow up a case on a missing transaction cashback. So Quidco do have that benefit. They do have a 1% lower cashback, but from my experience, they are a bit more dependable when it comes to problems. They have a very helpful staff. It's a very professional site that runs for a very long time now, and I have a very good experience with them. A direct link to each one of those can be found inside the DSM, and it will be actually losing money not using them.
Ofer, did we get something specially for our customers out of the cashback websites?
Yes, actually with Quidco, we created a collaboration that we give you £5 if you sign up through the link that we provide you. You can find the link in our find the items page, and soon it will be a new tab in sales and orders. So Quidco, if you will, we will also share the link in the recording of this webinar in the links in YouTube.
Yes, we will comment it under the video. So if you're watching the recording, actually you're one click away from free £5.
Exactly. So you just sign up through it, and you already have your first £5 profit through Quidco.
That's awesome. Anything else that you would like to add regarding cashback?
Well, I can say that in both those suppliers, we can simply draw our money to our PayPal account. For UK merchants, you can draw it directly to your bank account from Quidco. US-based merchants, I believe that you can withdraw your money directly to your bank account. Otherwise, in Quidco, they do offer also a cashback on gift cards for Amazon UK. And that is it regarding the payment. If there's anything else, maybe there are questions that people ask. We didn't refer to that. What do you say?
Yeah, until now, I don't see any questions. I don't know if you know, guys, but you can ask us questions, and we will answer it by chat or by voice. You're welcome to ask us questions about the cashback websites. I must say that there are tons of websites that are giving cashback out there, especially for AliExpress. We didn't check them. There are a lot of frauds also. Also, those very common and known cashback website for Walmart or for Amazon does support cashback from AliExpress as well, like Giving Assistant or Top Cashback, but their cashback percentage is pretty low. It's around 4 to 5%, and Quidco is a pretty high cashback system. I must say that
I've seen 12%, but I don't buy that.
Yeah, exactly. I must say that buying a Pocket, the gift card of AliExpress, is not working with cashback. You can't, as far as I know, maybe you will find some cashback website that does give you cashback for buying Pocket
and then tell us.
money. Yeah,
We
and you're
will
welcome to share
discuss
it with us.
what is Pocket in just a few slides, but just for you to
Mm-hmm.
know, the Cashbait doesn't support that. Although if you do find the Cashbait supported, we would love to know that too.
Mm-hmm.
Well, auto order and DSM tool for Chrome, we already discussed part of the DSM tool for Chrome. Ofer, what else can you tell us? Or maybe you can repeat now that it's actually the time to talk about it, and we will also show Pocket.
Yeah, actually, the Chrome bot extension, we showed you these buttons that ease your process of listing items, but this is only the latest feature that we have in our Chrome extension. Originally, it was built in order to ease your daily routine operation of copying and pasting the address of the buyer. So our Chrome extension supports, of course, it's supporting Amazon and Walmart and other websites as well. It's now supporting also AliExpress. You can easily copy the address of the buyer from our sales and orders page and paste it here in the address filling in AliExpress using the paste address client button. So it's making it even easier to use AliExpress. Also, the auto order, as I said, is supporting. It's a really cool feature that we recently developed, supporting auto orders in AliExpress. We are all the time improving it because AliExpress is more difficult to find the edge cases because it's international selling, but we all the time improving it, and it's not only auto orders, it's also auto update of the tracking numbers, so you just don't need to do anything. You just enter your username and password, get some balance to your credit to the auto order, and we do everything for you. You just publish items, and we start to auto order these items for you and to auto update the tracking number for you.
Ofer, I heard that you also automatically give feedback and send messages to the buyers. How does it work with AliExpress?
Right. So
What
we
is it
have
and how does it work with AliExpress?
So we have the new messages auto messages system that you can configure through your settings. It's a new tab that is for sales and orders. You can turn on all kind of messages that you send to the buyer, and it makes miracles. People respond to you that you give a fabulous customer service. You tell them that you receive the order, and when you ship the order, and you ask for a feedback also, with a tiny exception that the request for feedback is not sent to AliExpress and not sent to a global shipping program buyers, because usually we ask feedback from people from Amazon that receive the item within 5 days. So we exclude the AliExpress from shipping for feedback requests.
Can you still send it manually?
You can do it via the sales and orders. If you would like to send a message to your buyer, and we have templates for that, so you can simply click on the in sales and order on the message button next to the buyer name and send him a feedback request if you want, or any other message that you want.
Okay, my internet is so slow now with this with the webinar going on. So I'll go back to the auto order, and maybe you can explain. So in Amazon, what we usually do, if you want to pay using PayPal, we can't really pay using PayPal. What we do is we purchase. If we live in the United States, maybe we use. Maybe it's good to use a credit card, because then you get cashbacks and you get all kind of stuff. But let's talk about with the.
So as you can see, the four supported websites that we support in auto order: Amazon.com, Amazon UK. Actually, we support all Amazon types, even Germany and any other. France, for instance, we support Walmart auto orders, and now we support AliExpress. And under every logo, you have a button that is for your usage. to buy gift cards, because our auto ordering system is not holding your credit card for security reasons. You purchase a balance to your account, no matter if it's Amazon gift cards, Walmart gift cards, or AliExpress gift cards. The AliExpress gift cards is called Pocket, and when you load this Pocket money to your balance, you can buy using this Pocket balance instead of your credit card, and this way you allow to us to enter to your account behalf of you and perform order without using your credit card.
Can I buy Pocket money with PayPal? And if not, what should I do?
It's a good question. Actually, the first question you need to ask yourself is, how do I buy from AliExpress with PayPal? The answer is AliExpress supports PayPal actually since not long time ago for a very few sellers, but they charge 8% out of every transaction, which is a bit much for us. So what can we do? So there is a company called Pioneer. They create a credit card, a virtual credit card for you, and you can connect easily your PayPal account to this credit card. You just call PayPal and ask them to connect this credit card. Pay attention not to tell them that it's a Pioneer, just tell them it's your credit card and you want to connect it. And then you can perform you can just load this credit card from your payment from your PayPal with money and use this credit card in AliExpress. This way you don't use your own credit card and you don't use your bank account, and you just use this Pioneer credit card that you every time charge and then buy with it a Pocket. Pioneer, we must mention that Pioneer is taking $30 per year. It's some kind of it's very similar to the Prime of Amazon. You need to pay something every year. So here you need to pay $30 plus for every charge that you make toward this credit card. They take 1% fee, and if you want to withdraw the money to your bank, so they take a 2% fee. But we as a community representatives, we talked with the Pioneer and asked from them for a special deal for our community, and they agree, and they gave us an option to get cards with no fee for the charge. So if you take $100 from PayPal to your credit card, it becomes it's still $100. They don't charge this 1% fee. Also, they give you $25 for a gift from the first charge, so you can see you can consider the first year for free, and the withdrawal for your bank account is only 1.8% in case you would like to withdraw your money to your bank from the credit card itself.
And how do I get this amazing promotion?
Yeah, so about how you get, even if you have this Pioneer card, you should create a new one using the link that we will provide you, both on the YouTube recording of this webinar and on in the description, yeah, and in the DSM Tool website itself. We will provide a link inside the Find Items and later in the new tab that will appear in the Sales and Profit page.
Okay, that's great. Guys, if you have questions, that's the time to post them. We'll take 1 second and then we'll move on. Our next and actually last part when it comes to sourcing from AliExpress is the part where we discussed returns. So we said that it's pretty easy to get returns when it's a good supplier, but we did not discuss how should we communicate with them and what's the differences between talking to Amazon chat and contacting your AliExpress supplier. and it's mostly used when you want to return an item, or when you have questions from your customers. So Daniel, tell us from your experience, how is it and what should we do? What are the best practices?
All right, sure. In order to communicate with this, something that we will eventually need, in order to ask questions, as we mentioned, and in order to contact any kind of problems regarding the shipment or the product, we will have inside of AliExpress, once we log in and create an account, we'll have, if you look at the left side of the number 1 phase, we'll have your name and the option to choose My Orders. Inside of it, we'll move to phase number 2. We'll have the history of purchases we've made inside of AliExpress. We'll also have all these kind of different filters for date and stuff. Didn't show it in here, but we will have it. And once we click on the View Details, we will also have all the message history and the ability to send messages directly to the supplier, something that I personally very love doing. I can contact him directly without having to go through the support. If, for example, if I'm using Amazon, I'm just talking to agents. So here we can actually discuss with the supplier certain things. We can even sometimes ask for discounts and have great opportunities just through this communication. So we will be able to do all the communication within the view details inside a My Orders section on the site. Additional thing we'll have is the opportunity to open case and return requests. We will also have as fair pointing the option to cancel the order. It's very good if the order was made not long ago, and to ask for an extended processing time. If we have, I don't know, maybe we should contact the buyer for something. Maybe we're waiting for him to respond, so we can extend the processing time and ask him not to ship it. I'm personally not using it, and I haven't never used it before. I just settle it once I've have an order and it's paid for and I have everything I need. I just pay for it and they ship it within 24 hours. The next part will be opening a case and a return request. If you can just skip this page. Yes, cases and returns. It's again from the view details in the transaction. We will have the opportunity to see more details above. We'll be able to see the estimated time for the delivery and the deadline of it. If it doesn't show up within the deadline, we can simply open a case for a refund. We will have the opportunity to open a dispute. Once selecting it, we'll actually move to the next slide. If you can just skip this slide, we'll have this page in which we will fill all those kind of different information. We will have to select what we're applying for. Usually it will be refund. We'll have an option to choose whether we have received or not received the item. Upon selecting, we will have all these kind of different selections. If we, for example, click on the yes, we did receive the item, we'll have the thing showed on the right side, which is reasons for refund requests, for example, quality problems, damaged goods, quantity shortage, same as in Amazon when we open a return request. We'll have the option to write the request details, tell the supplier what was going on with the transaction, why are we opening the case, and what happened. We'll have the option to upload evidence, and up to 3 images per case. We will eventually be able to provide more pictures within the communication screen. We'll also have the opportunity to add a video of us recording the item. Sometimes the clients even attaching it once communicating with us. And this is the right way to open a case and to communicate with the seller in case something happens and we will need to settle things with him. once actually
How
opening
long
the
does it
case,
take for them to respond? That's a good question.
yes, we will need to wait for them to respond. We will have, once they're opening the case officially, we'll have a certain time to settle things with the supplier. If it isn't settled by then, the same as in eBay, AliExpress in this example will have to decide it from their side. They will, of course, view all the evidence and the communication we've made during this time, and they will eventually make a decision. And in most cases, if we will provide evidence or a good valid reason for the case or for the refund, they will just settle things in our favor. AliExpress support is very, very helpful. They're doing their best to keep us happy. And it's actually a very nice platform to open cases within. I find it very easily to make, and that's it. I think if I missed something, I'm trying to think. Maybe you can help me if I missed something. Just
No, actually, I think it's pretty easy. As you can see, it's pretty much like Amazon. It's the same level of support. It's exactly what we can expect. Ofer, is there anything else that you would like to add before I'm moving to our last part of the webinar? Okay, I see that that Ofer can't hear us right now, so we will just move on.
right,
And we're moving to the last part of our webinar, where we until now discussed how to. Let's summarize what we did until now. So we discussed why do people even why don't people source from AliExpress already into eBay, or maybe some do, but not that many. So that's a great opportunity, and we discussed the fears. We talked a little bit about what kind of items to source, and we gave you strict guidelines, and I'm highly suggesting, until you get to know very well the supplier, start with those guidelines, even if it means that they're a little bit more more competitive. Then we discussed how to work with DSM, and we showed you that other than the fact that we're still not supporting variations, pretty much we're talking about a very solid system to work with AliExpress, including even auto orders, including the Chrome extension that helps you doing things faster, including a template, including cashback options, many things that can help you. Business policies will do everything per source very, very soon. Maybe by the time you watch the recording, everything is already set up and working. And the last thing that we want to give you as a surprise.
Wait, I must say that we didn't speak about how to search items and how to find the profitable and good items and a lot of aspects for a more advanced use of AliExpress. And we do plan to create another webinar in the upcoming future. You, Daniel, that will show all these features. So all the guys who are belong to our VIP program, stay tuned. We will teach you a lot of great tips about how to use AliExpress in order to find the right and relevant items to sell.
Ofer, what is the VIP program and how do I join?
Every person that just sign up to any one of our paid plans, starting from $10 per month, is automatically joining for free for our VIP plan and receives a lot of benefits, including a private logo and access to more templates and private webinars and a lot of extras that are hidden across our platform.
Well, in that case, I think that the next slide and the next service that we're going to present should be only for VIP members, but actually we brought it to everyone. So here is another way to source from China, another way to use AliExpress in order to source from China. And I want to invite to join us Barry, which is, are you here with us, Barry?
Hey guys, I'm here.
Okay, that's great. Barry is a representative. Actually, there was another guy called Meir, which also works for China Israel. Barry is a representative of China Israel, and what we did and doing with China Israel, we keep cooperating and we're building huge stuff for you that are upcoming together with them. But what we did with China Israel is we enabled them their service, which will be explained in a moment, to be used through the platform of DSM and enable you make amazing profits. And Barry, I will let you talk about it a little bit to explain it a little bit what it is, and maybe you can give example, and if not, I will also try to give some examples. And it will be a little bit, we don't have a presentation for that at the moment because this service is really new, so it will be a little bit theoretical, but within that theoretical part, I would like to try to convince you guys that if you are trading from AliExpress and you are using China Israel service, you can actually multiply your profits by a lot. So Barry, tell us a little bit about China Israel. What is it? What is the service about?
Okay, so first of all, hello everyone. It's my second time I'm having this kind of session with DSM. Kfir, it's with the payment?
No, last time was only for VIP users, as Ofer said, and this time it's actually a recording that goes on YouTube and it's going to go viral. And Barry is also a personal eBay trainer, and he gave an amazing webinar about how to source products generally.
No,
Very
just kidding. I'm
recommended
just
to watch.
kidding. I'm just kidding.
It's in our help center
I'm
in the
just kidding.
webinar section. So, but today we're talking about China Israel. So, Barry, tell us a little bit about
Okay.
China Israel.
Actually, our service is a very unique service in dropshipping business, and especially in Israel. The service of China Israel, actually, it allows allows dropshippers to put their hand actually on very cheap products, and actually the same products you see on AliExpress and you see on Amazon, you see everywhere. You have the same exact products that we can have them for you, and if needed, we search in several warehouses in China and get the product in very cheap prices. And the process, I'll explain a bit about the process. The process is that if in case you find a nice product that you would like to sell, and after you performed a research with software research or whatever tools you have, Google Trends, whatever it is, in case you put your eyes on a product that you would like to sell, you approach to us, and actually we provide you with a personal assistant there in China, which you are communicating with on a daily basis. And she will find the products that you have found, and she will find it for you and search for it across the warehouses in China. And in 99% of the times, it will find the same exact product with a much lower price. And of course, it has the shipping fees, which are not that that expensive. Of course, they're very reasonable. And the secret, the catch here, that you have a special assistant that will do all the hard work for you, will do the research in the warehouses for you for the products that you have found. If there is a small chance that it will not find, that the assistant will not find the product for you, it will allow you to get the same exact it's a very similar product with a much lower price, of course. And you also have the option to purchase an amount, let's say 3, 5, 10 items of the same product, and you will get it in a lower price than the original price was. So the higher you buy, the cheaper is the price, actually. clear? Anything you would like me to explain more? Actually,
Yeah, Barry, so
we're having, yeah.
what you're saying is that China, Israel, well, it says Israel, but actually it has nothing to do with Israel other than the company being registered here. And the service, by the way,
Exactly.
also supports English, and the Chinese people obviously speaks English.
Mhm.
So China, Israel is a warehouse that sits, it's a fulfillment center, just like Amazon has fulfillment centers in the United States. China, Israel has fulfillment center in China and personal assistants that once you located an item that you want to sell, or let's say once you even sold an item from AliExpress, you contact your assistant and she will find the item for you for a cheaper price and will order it for you and will ship it for you and will update the tracking number and will have anything that you need done for you. That's an amazing,
Exactly.
and it's just like enhancing your profit without doing anything. I find it to be an amazing service. I'm sure that the next thing that people say is like, wait a second, that sounds too good to be true. How much it costs?
Okay. First, it's too good to be true, and after the cooperation with the DSM, it's much easier because I think you are the only monitor around that supports AliExpress, but I'm not that sure about that. Maybe you can say.
That,
And sorry.
how much does it cost? That's what they ask.
Okay, it costs for DSM users, it costs $85 for the first month and $100 for each of the following month, and that's per month. And in case you're working well, in case you're doing a good job, your profits would be much higher than the monthly amount that you pay.
So what you're saying is that, and I'll give you guys an example that we showed once when we introduced the service. I saw, I can't remember even what was the product. It was a product that was sold for like, I don't know, $45 in AliExpress, and the Chinese worker sourced it for $21 after the item was sold. These are more than $20 per sale. Don't forget that you sell items more than once. Per sale, it was more than $20 profit, including everything, including a very very strong supplier that, you know, your supplier is China, Israel, and tracking number that is being updated within less than 24 hours. So that's a really cool service. And if people want to hear more, we didn't fully introduce it here. So if people just want to hear more or contact you or join the service, how do they do that? Especially when it comes to, I know that you're running a pilot within the Israeli community. There is a quite big Israeli dropshipping community, but this webinar is not aimed to them. They had their own webinar. This webinar aims internationally. We have people here from Greece and from the UK and from the US. How can they contact you, and what is the process to join?
Actually, we have a Facebook page which I will send later, and you could publish it. It's called China Israel, and actually you can approach us through this page. And we also have a website.
It's not the page that I was putting here. I was putting Meir personal details. I hope that he won't hate me for that, but there is also China Israel on Facebook.
Yeah, it's totally fine. You can approach by contact us by email or by the Facebook page or by the website, which you, I guess, will later publish. And you can send us a message. We'll explain anything that you would like to hear and anything you would like to learn. We'll give you tips and we'll give you anything you want. And we are here for that. So just send us a message and we will explain everything. We would like to have you on board.
That's amazing. Thank you very much, Barry, for joining us today. And with this note, with this amazing service of China Israel, if you could mute yourself, we would like to thank you all for joining us today. This is time for questions. We would love to see questions from you in our chat. We talked today about how to, why should we even go to AliExpress? How should we source products then how to work with DSM, which automates most of the processes, what to do after we sold an item, and if we have returns or issues or we need to contact our suppliers. We even introduced you a service that is relatively to dropshipping world costly, but is bringing huge value, and I've seen crazy stuff going there. And lastly, I just want to okay, I'm getting a question. If I can share the Facebook link for China, Israel? Barry, if you can just repeat, what should they search in the search box in Facebook in order to find China, Israel?
Actually, if you search for China, Israel, that should be enough. Right now, there are some Hebrew characters on the webpage, and we'll change it. But anyway, I'll send you the link, and we'll maybe change it for
Okay.
English.
Yeah, you can always
page.
contact us in the support, and we'll provide you the link to the Facebook page. I want to thank all the people that joined us today. First and foremost, Daniel, our AliExpress expert, who by the way created the presentation and gave us a lot of his professional knowledge and assistance in order to help you guys start trading in AliExpress. I want to thank Ofer, who led all the development of this huge business opportunity for you. And I want to thank Barry from China Israel to joining us and tell us about the great service. I was Kfir, and we will see you in our next webinars. Thank you very much for joining us today. We're here. We're going to be here for 2 or 3 more minutes just to answer questions in the chat. And thank you all for joining us. I'm going mute now.